Welcome back to the channel. So, following talks about diets lately, I figured let's do one more video about diets. This is my favorite diet, the diet I'm usually on, the Bodybuilding Bro diet. Alright, a typical bodybuilding diet involves increasing your overall protein and calorie intake and incorporating regular strength training into your workouts. Diet and nutrition for weight training and bodybuilding is not all that different from a balanced diet that includes a variety of nutrient-dense food. The exception with a bodybuilder diet is the emphasis on quantity and meal timing. During various phases of weight training, many proponents of bodybuilding diets also rely on dietary supplements to build muscles, i.e. protein powders, protein bars. But nutrition experts typically recommend getting your nutrition from whole foods whenever possible. I have to agree on that. What experts say, the bodybuilding diet can be centered around healthy whole foods such as veggies, oatmeal, lean proteins, some healthy fats, but the meal plans are typically very regimented. They require a lot of planning and meal prep. Additionally, the cutting phases can be difficult to follow. I don't think so. I think you just gotta do it. What can you eat? The following bodybuilding diet needs to ensure they're getting enough fuel from carbohydrates to sustain their workouts. Without enough carbohydrates, your body starts to break down muscle for glucose to convert to energy. And we don't want to do that. We never want to break down our muscles to convert to energy. Alright, the bodybuilding diet emphasizes lean protein to protect and build muscle. It also encourages getting plenty of antioxidants, rich fruits and vegetables, and nutrition-rich complex carbohydrates. Followers of this plan should choose whole grains and avoid refined sugars and flours. Refined carbohydrates are quickly digested by the body, and you could rapidly spike your blood sugar and insulin levels. So, a side note about that, there's times to use these highly refined sugars and carbs directly after a workout, especially a very intense workout, followed by cardiovascular work. You can definitely have yourself some Gatorade, so to speak, or a lot of people just do a peanut butter and jelly on regular white bread, not whole grain. There's ways to use it. Rice Krispie treats, a nice sugar spike, but your body will eat up those carbs. It's beneficial. While some people on a bodybuilding diet follow a regimen eating pattern, it's not necessary for everyone. Depending on what your goals are, it's possible to build muscle and burn fat by simply following a balanced diet, listening to your body's natural hunger cues. Yeah. But if you're interested in the following typical bodybuilding diet protocol, here's some additional guidance for fueling your workouts. Fuel up before workouts. Eat some carbohydrates at least 30 minutes before a workout session. I'd say even earlier than that. I'd say at least let a full hour go by, because it does interfere with training. It kind of sucks to train on a full stomach like that. Refuel during cardio. For workouts that include cardio and are considerably longer than an hour at moderate to high intensity, you may need to refill with gels or sports drinks during the session. Sure, I could agree on that. Use the 3-to-1 ratio. Eat some protein and carbohydrates immediately after or within 30 minutes of the end of your workout. Always. That's a absolute must. Post-workout nutrition. I'm always pimping this in my shorts. This is absolutely serious. If you want to get the most out of your gains, you want to not waste your time in the gym, post-workout nutrition is where it's at. Carbs, fats, proteins. 3-to-1 ratio carbohydrates to protein ratio. Good example is chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is absolutely excellent um, post-workout fuel, but some people have a lactose allergy, sensitive to milk and dairy products. So this is where protein shakes come in handy. And there's many different versions of protein shakes and weight gainer style. And like I said, you just add carbohydrates or a more carb loaded protein bar with your protein shake, and you're hitting all the bases. Limit dietary supplements. Don't use protein supplements excessively. You can get that required amount of quality protein from lean chicken, fish, soy, skim milk, and some red meats. However, if you're cutting, protein supplements may be helpful to meet your protein needs if you have decreased your calorie intake. Yes, have to agree on that one. Although I think having a bunch of protein powder and shakes is actually very beneficial, especially if your metabolism's pretty fast. Getting in the 3-4 extra shakes a day, plus hitting 3-4 meals, you're golden. Excessive? That's to be debated. Who knows what excessive means anymore? Maybe 10 shakes. Eat healthy fats. Eat a healthy diet low in saturated fat and cholesterol, high in fruit, vegetables, beans, whole grains, quality monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats found in nuts, seeds, and oils. Oh yeah. Need fats. Fats really good for muscle, really good for building muscle. And remember that a fat gram has 9 calories as opposed to carbs and protein, which only have 4 per the gram. So you're getting double the amount when you're adding grams of fat, and it'll keep you more satiated for longer. And your body takes a while to break that down compared to carbohydrates and proteins. Drink plenty of fluids, of course. Replace the water you lose to sweat. Beverages like tea and coffee can be helpful, but drinking plenty of water can ensure you stay properly hydrated. Yes. The American College of Sports Medicine, ACSM, estimates that protein requirements for strength trainers at 1.2 to 1.7 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, about 0.5 to 0.8 grams per pound. Some individuals may require an intake of up to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. My thoughts on this: if you're looking to gain more muscular mass, right? Say you weigh 160 pounds. Instead of just getting 160 grams of protein, I would shoot for close to 200. This way, and spread throughout the day. Like, just don't get an extra 50 grams in one sitting. Get that throughout the day in maybe sets of 10 grams each. So, to ensure that your body will promote more muscular growth, because that's your goal, right? You want to gain muscle. How can you gain muscle without more protein? It's very difficult. If you're hitting right on the nose your body weight, I think you'll get stronger, you'll get muscular. But if you're looking to gain more muscle, I think you need more protein. At least that's always been in my arsenal. If I ever wanted to gain more muscular mass, I had to pack on more protein. Pretty much end of story. What you need to know: people who exercise have different requirements for macronutrients and calories, because the more you exercise, the more energy that is required. This also applies to casual exercisers, but not necessarily to those who are trying to lose weight. Oh yeah, if you're trying to cut body fat to a minimum, then you wouldn't want to go too far over your protein needs, because eventually calories are calories, and your body will find a way, and it doesn't want to burn fat. Remember that. It wants to push the fat away. So it's something to manipulate. You got to kind of trick it, and it's a shitload of cardio. I kid you not. If you want to get a lean physique, really low body fat, you're going to be doing 2 cardio sessions a day. Right, the bodybuilding diet is not ideal eating plan for those who are overweight, since additional calorie consumption is key to the program. However, strength training can still be incorporated into a healthy weight loss program. When the body starts to break down fat, catabolism, and build muscle, anabolism, as in an anabolic steroids, weight training can help maintain muscle while losing fat. Yeah, you want more protein, build the muscle, coax away the fat. For those looking to build muscle, how much you gain, how quickly, and with what definition is largely determined by your workout routine, frequency, as well as genetics and age. I would say, as I'm headed towards the age of 42, the more protein I have, the better off I am, and the better I feel. And that's how I'm keeping muscular mass on. Workout routine and frequency, as well as genetics and age, but everyone at almost any age should be able to gain some muscle and strength with weight training. They found out that up to like 75 years old, you can still add muscular mass, so that's pretty cool. It's a long time. So anybody can gain at any age. No excuses here. Another crucial element of muscle building process is proper nutrition to build muscle and maintain a low percentage of body fat. You could follow a typical bodybuilding diet protocol, and then it just gives an example. Eat about 15% more. Expect an average of 2 pounds of muscle to gain for men and 1 pound of muscle to gain for women. And that's the course of, this could take months to get, but if you're following the right diet and you're not doing any cheat meals or anything, this should take place after about 2 months. You should gain more muscle, at least 1 to 2 pounds. It's very possible, especially if you're a newbie, if you're a beginner. For people that are advanced, that have been doing this forever, it just gets more difficult each year to keep gaining muscle. Train with weights, of course, burn fat. Most research indicates protein intake should be between 1.2 1.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. However, a regimen such as cutting calories by 15%, cutting carbohydrates by 25%, and grams per kilogram of weight isn't uncommon and may yield better results. Yeah, calories in, calories out sort of thing. However, I do believe that calories are not a calorie when it comes to the nutrition. So say you eat 150 grams of Rice Krispie treats and you're looking to build muscle, and then you ate 150 grams of chicken, salmon. Guess which one's going to make you build more muscle? Just take a guess. Yeah. Not the Rice Krispie treats. So, they say a calorie is a calorie, but nutrition is not created equal. And I get what they mean by, calorie in, calorie out, but you're looking at 2 different bodies at the end of the day. Say after 6 months, giving somebody macaroni and cheese, and that's what they eat for dinner, and the other person has potato, broccoli, steak. You see which one is gonna get the right results. Alright, speaking of results, I just cooked up protein bar, protein powder, mix of black raspberry, blueberry, and peanuts, olive oil. So I'm getting all the macros, getting all the right fresh fruits that I need for my body to heal up from my workouts. And yeah, this is complete bro food, but this, to me, is the king. This diet works for me. I'm 40, almost 42, still ripped. It's working. Clearly something's working. Alright, that's what I got for you tonight. So, share, like, comment, subscribe to Odd Fitness for more information about entheogens and building mass. Signing out.